my dear students. Welcome back to English class. This is part 3 of The Little Girl written by Catherine Mansfield. It is part 3, third part. So, in previous class, I taught you up to para number 6, and from para number 7, I'm going to start. Then father came into the room with a ruler in his hands. I am going to beat you for this, he said. Oh, no, no, she screamed. She started shouting, no, Papa, please don't do this. Hiding under the bedclothes, he pulled them aside. Sit up, he ordered, and hold out your hands. You must be taught once and for all not to touch what does not belong to you. But it was for you. It was for your birthday. Down came the ruler on her little pink palm. So what happened? You know very well. Kezia's father came to know about his paper, which was kept for his speech. So when he came to know that Kezia had torn that pieces into pieces, he became very much furious. And finally, her father came into her room with a ruler just to punish her. And he was very much angry. Angrily, he just came into Kezia's room and he ordered. What did he order? He said to Kezia to bring out her hands. And you know, what was the condition of Kezia? Kezia started shouting with fear. She started requesting, no, father, please don't beat me. Because he was about to beat her with a ruler. You know, ruler is very much painful when it hit you at your palm. And that girl had a very soft hand, soft palm. So she again got frightened from her father, and she started requesting, Papa, please, no, please don't punish me, please don't punish me. She started requesting, but the father was not ready to listen to her at all. And finally, he just raised his ruler and he just punished her. What happened then? Hours later, when grandmother has wrapped her in shawl and rocked her in the rocking chair, the child clung to her soft body. You know, this kind of behavior changed the attitude of Kezia. From the beginning, Kezia's father was a fearful figure for her. And this day, she was not feeling well at all. She was crying very much because she was punished by her father with a ruler. So she started crying and crying. She kept crying continually. And at the end, after so many hours, when the grandmother had wrapped her in shawl, finally her grandmother came into her room and she started pampering her. And her grandmother rocked her. She started moving her upwards and downwards like a swing. जिस तरह से झूले में किसी को झुलाया जाता है, वैसे ही she was kept in a rocking chair by her grandmother and she started started pampering her. Kezia's grandmother started pampering her because she was crying badly after punishment. The child clung to her soft body. Clung means what? Sister. That means to hug. Then she got soft touch of grandmother's body. Then clutches. She just tightly clutched her grandmother. What did God make fathers for? What did God make father for? See, short. हे भगवान, पता नहीं भगवान ने पिताओं को किस लिए बनाया है. Even Kezia's grandmother did not want this cruel behavior of Kezia's father. She didn't like that kind of behavior. Then, but she was a very soft-spoken lady, and what did she do? She just gave one hanky and said lovingly, "Here, clean hanky, darling. Blow your nose." When we start crying, our nose also start watering. Okay, water starts coming from our nose also. So she just offer a hanky to her granddaughter and advised her to clean her nose. And also she said to her, "Go to sleep, pet. You all forget all about in the morning, my darling. You please take a sleep, take a deep sleep comfortably in the morning. Everything will be fine. Don't cry, my baby darling." So these were the loving words from her grandmother's side. I tried to explain to father, but he was too upset to listen tonight. Then grandmother said to Kezia that she tried. Grandmother also tried to make her father understand, Kezia's father to understand. But Kezia's father's mood was not good at all, so he was not ready to listen anything. But the child never forgot. Next time she saw him, she quickly put both hands behind her back and a red color flew into her cheeks. She never forgot this punishment. She never forgot this punishment given by her father. So next time, when she saw her father, she quickly just put both her hands behind her body because she thought, might be her father again will punish her. And that is why a red color flew into her cheeks with fear. Now come to the paragraph number 9. About the difficult words and their meaning, my dear student, I will send you the difficult words paragraph wise. And in the meanwhile, during the explanation, I will also let you know the meaning of difficult words. Now come to the next para, which is para number 9. The McDonald's lived next door. They had 5 children. Looking through a gap in the fence, the little girl saw them playing tag in the evening. The father with a baby mouse on his shoulders, 2 little girls hanging on his coat pocket, ran round and round the flower beds, shaking with laughter. Once she saw the boys turn the hose on him and he tried to catch them, laughing all the time. Now, what happened to the next moment? One day she was looking through a gap in the fence, in the wall. Okay? She was looking towards the Mr. McDonald. Mr. McDonald was neighbor of Kezia. She saw there with a small hole, with a small gap, She saw that Mr. McDonald was enjoying. He was playing with his children. Mr. McDonald was enjoying very much with his children. So she was watching the love and the affection between the Mr. McDonald and his family and his kids. Then it was she decided there were different sorts of father. Then she was doing comparison between her father and Mr. McDonald because one hand she felt that her father was a a fearful figure in front of her, but on the other hand side she was able to see that Mr. McDonald was playing with his children. He was enjoying, but Asia's father never played with her, and that is why it became her attitude. She understood that there were different sorts of fathers. Some are very much cruel, like my father, like Kezia's father, and some are very much soft spoken. Some fathers are very much kind hearted, like Mr. McDonald. It became her attitude towards her father that her father did not love her at all. Suddenly, one day, mother became ill and she and grandmother went to hospital. Then what happened one day? Her mother became ill, became sick, and that is why her mother was sent to hospital, and for care her grandmother also went to the hospital. The little girl was alone in the house with Alice, the cook. She was a cook. That was all right in the daytime, but while Alice was putting her to the bed, she grew suddenly afraid. So everything was all right during the daytime, but when the cook went there in in Kezia's room and Alice was putting her to bed, she grew suddenly afraid. वो डर जाती है जैसे उसे अकेला छोड़ने लग जाती है सुलाने लग जाती है बेड पर then Kezia got frightened. उसे डर लगने लगता है because she had never ever lived alone. She had never ever slept alone. That is why she felt afraid. She got frightened. Now I will teach you next para in next video. Otherwise, the video will be very much lengthy and it will be very much difficult to send in the group. Thank you very much. See you again in next video.